Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Arabic Khatawat. In this video we're going to cover the 10th verb pattern, comparing both form 2 and then form 10. The two verbs we have today are fassara, and again we are following the exact same pattern like the previous videos in these series. Fassara is in the past, yufassiru the present. Then we have istafsara, past as well, and then yastafsiru, present. And every time we say past, we refer to madi in Arabic or al-madi. Both of them are correct. And if we're talking about present, we are referring to al-mudari'. Al-mudari'. The forms we're comparing, form 2, fa'ala, and then form 10, istaf'ala, clarify and inquire. The root that these two verbs share is f, s, r. And then we'll get introduced to how these two verbs are placed in different sentences and what kind of connotation or meaning do they share in different contexts. The examples we have here are related to the verb fassara, and as you can see here, we learned this before, where you have shadda, and it's a small scene to stress, and usually form 2 would always have the shadda in the second sound. So fassara, fi'al, verb. And then the same order, fassara, yufassiru. Fassara, past, madi. Yufassiru, mudari'. Tafsir, ism, noun. Huwa is a person, so every time we say fa is so. Fahuwa, so he is. Shakhs, person, shakhs. And then an object or shay'. So shakhs mufassir, the person is explaining or clarifying. He's a clarifier. I don't know if we say that, or explainer. Then mufassar is the thing that is explained. Mufassar. So it's done with it. It's an object. The examples we have here come with additional verbs, so please note the synonym verbs to fassara. So we have fassara al-amra. Fassara al-amra, clarified the matter, and we learned al-amr before, and it's a noun, ism. Fassara al-amra, waddahahu, and that one is a verb. I will just put the short cases on the rest of the verbs. Waddahahu, sharahahu, abanahu. So the verbs we have here are synonyms to the verb clarify in Arabic, fassara. So you have fassara, it's a verb, fi'al, waddaha, verb, sharaha, verb, fi'al, abana, also fi'al. The who you see here, who, it refers to matter, and matter in this case is it. So we say, he explained it. It's in the past in the English translation. He explained it, clarified it, defined. Sharaha is defined, and showed. So we have showed, define, and then or defined, and then وضح, clarified, exact same meaning as فسر. The وضعه, this example, is also a verb. وضع, it means put, but it وضعه, وضعه, put it. في, in, في صورة أبسط. وضعه في صورة أبسط. He put it in a simpler form. Form here refers to surah. In Arabic, surah is image, but it's also translated to form in English. Absat, simpler, because it's comparative or superlative. So هو وضعه في صورة أبسط. The second example we have is فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. That refers to the verses, آيات, of the noble Quran or Quran. But in Arabic it's Quran, al-Quran, and we pronounce the A. Quran, long. So what it means is sharaha, and look what we're doing here. We have also a verb, same thing, a reference to it. Here is masculine, but the reference to it here is feminine. As you can see, because ayat, verses, is a feminine plural. So we refer to it in the feminine form, which is ha in Arabic. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم شرحها, going to آيات, وأوضح, and he clarified, أوضح, this is a verb, معانيها, معانيها. So معاني, I'll write it again here. So just bear with me as I'm highlighting the verbs and the nouns, but we're going to read again the sentences without these notes. But please pay attention at this stage to the notes I am highlighting and also the indications I'm making. Ma'ani is a noun, and that means meaning or meanings, like you can see here. But ma'aniyaha, ha is there, feminine. And I should have said also ha, it, but also them. The reason why we have it singular and them plural here is because in Arabic, non-human plurals always take singular feminine. And when they take singular feminine, trying to get it right, singular feminine is, it could be it could be she, it could be also an adjective that's feminine. So we will explain this again once it comes in other examples, but there is a video that explains feminine and masculine adjectives. The other part or the sentence that we have here is فسر ما كان غامضا. فسر ما كان, he explained what, ما was, كان غامضا, and this is an adjective. غامضا means mysterious. So he explained what was mysterious. فسر ما كان غامضا. فسر ما كان غامضا. So as you can see here, we have many verbs that share the exact meaning of explain, clarify, define, show, and illustrate as well. So let's look at the exact same sentences without the notes. So what we're going to do here now is the same exercises we've been doing in a previous series or set of videos is we will read slowly, then I will pause for you to repeat. فسر الأمر فسر الأمر فسر الأمر. Now repeat. فسر الأمر. وضحه وضحه شرحه أبانه وضحه شرحه أبانه. Now repeat. وضحه شرحه أبانه. وضعه في صورة أبسط. وضعه في صورة أبسط. Now repeat. وضعه في صورة أبسط. I will read the same sentence again. فسر الأمر وضحه شرحه أبانه وضعه في صورة أبسط. The second sentence أو الجملة الثانية. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. You can pause at the end without saying the kasra. So I'll read without kasra. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. Now repeat. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. The second part of the sentence. شرحها وأوضح معانيها Now I'm going to read all three. شرحها وأوضح معانيها. شرحها وأوضح معانيها. Now repeat. The last one. فسر ما كان غامضا. فسر ما كان غامضا. فسر ما كان غامضا. Now repeat. So I'm going to read all three sentences. This time I've done it differently. I'm going to read all three sentences without the lines and in a faster pace. So please listen in as I read them. فسر الأمر وضحه شرحه أبانه وضعه في صورة أبسط. فسر آيات القرآن الكريم. شرحها وأوضح معانيها. فسر ما كان غامضا. And now we're going to move to the second verb, which is استفسر. This is form 10. استفسر, it means inquire, and we have the exact same pattern here when it comes to explaining which one happens first in this green box. Is the verb استفسر in the past, and عن, preposition of place. We always say عن, استفسر عن, about. يستفسر, present. استفسار, which is the noun, and then the person فهو مستفسر, he's inquiring, and then the object is مستفسر. So you can pay attention to the short cases مستفسر and مستفسر. Every time you say I, in this case, you're meaning or referring to the person. When you say sa, you're referring to an object. So let's do the same thing with these 5 sentences with short cases, reading, and then understanding meaning. استفسره عن كذا. استفسره عن كذا. He inquired. So استفسره, he inquired someone, or he asked someone for clarification. So when we say who, we're referring to another person in a conversation, him. But the verb is استفسر عن, about, كذا. كذا is an expression or phrase used to refer to such and such, or X and Y, when you don't have a name or you don't want to mention what you're talking about. You say كذا وكذا, something or such and such. سأله, he asked him. سأله, and here's the verb سأل, ask. سأل, it's a verb, فعل. سأله أن, to. سأله أن يفسر. And now we're gonna go back to the same verb we learned before, or just minutes ago. فسر, which is to clarify. So basically what you're doing here is he asked him to explain it to him or clarify it to him. That's the translation. له, we have la, to, and then who, him. This is how you would break it down. The second example we have استعلم. استعلم. It also means inquire. And استفسر, it's a synonym, but you have a set of verbs here. I'm going to put the short cases, then explain each. بحث. بحث, research or look for. So that's a verb. سأل, ask. حقق. حق. Sorry, there is a shadda here. حقق, he investigated. قام, he did an investigation. بتحقيق. So تحقيق is an investigation. All verbs in Arabic are in the past. So we're going to do inquired, researched, asked, investigated, and did or conducted. Basically, when you say قام, you also refer to conduct something or do something. The third sentence they have استفسر في الأمر. And here's the word al-amr, the matter. We saw it many times. استفسر في الأمر, he inquired into the matter. So this is easy to remember since we're learning استفسر and we already learned al-amr. The fourth example is استفسرت هي. T is she. This is referring to a past verb conjugation. استفسرت عما, about what. So basically عما, it's actually a fun word because what you're doing is you're blending عن and ما together, and it's giving you عما. So every time you see عما, it means about what, and it's about and what together, عن and ما. استفسرت عما. عما حدث, happened. This is the verb happened. حدث في ذلك اليوم, in that day. in ذلك اليوم, in that day. The fifth example we have استفسر محقق. And look how fun this is, because we learned حقق, investigate, and then تحقيق, investigation, and here we have investigator. So you can see how interesting the root system is. You can learn more vocabulary looking at the root. So محقق is investigator or detective. شرطة, so محقق شرطة would mean detective or investigator. شرطة New York, NYPD. عن, about, عن جريمة, the crime. Basically جريمة means crime. القتل, murder. So in English you would just say about the murder, but in Arabic you would say جريمة القتل. جريمة القتل. So please note that there are many synonyms that share the same meaning as the verb استفسر, inquire, clarify, ask for clarification, and more. Now we're going to read the exact same sentences without these notes. استفسره, استفسره عن كذا, استفسره عن كذا. سأله أن يفسره له. استفسره عن كذا. Repeat. استفسره عن كذا. سأله أن يفسره له. سأله أن يفسره له. Let's repeat one more time, and please repeat after me. استفسره عن كذا. سأله أن يفسره له. Now repeat. Second sentence. استعلم, استعلم. بحث, سأل, حقق, قام بتحقيق. Let's repeat together. استعلم, استعلم. بحث, بحث. سأل, سأل. حقق, حقق. قام بتحقيق, قام بتحقيق. I'm going to read faster. استعلم, بحث, سأل, حقق, قام بتحقيق. Third sentence. استفسر في الأمر. استفسر في الأمر. And I'm saying في, jumping from في to ل, blending. استفسر في الأمر. استفسر في الأمر. Now repeat. استفسر في الأمر. Fourth sentence. استفسرت, استفسرت عما, عما. حدث, حدث. في ذلك اليوم. استفسرت عما حدث في ذلك اليوم. استفسرت عما حدث في ذلك اليوم. Now repeat. Fifth sentence. استفسر محقق شرطة نيويورك. استفسر محقق شرطة نيويورك عن جريمة القتل. استفسر محقق شرطة نيويورك عن جريمة القتل. Repeat again. استفسر محقق شرطة نيويورك عن جريمة القتل. So that'll be all today for today's lesson. And then the last form we have left in this series is form 9. So that's going to be the last video to post in this series. Thank you so much for watching and joining Arabic Khatawat. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to post them in the comment section. Thank you again for joining. Assalamu alaikum. Ma'as salama.